What's going on, guys? This is Paul McMillan II. Welcome to another live New York session. And so we're going to actually trade on NAS100 today. Before we get started, let's check the news and see if there's any major news. So as we can see, it's February 13th, so we don't have any major news here. But tomorrow we have CPI. So we will be definitely reporting that and seeing if we can catch this at 8:30. But as far as today, we don't have any major news. So we'll go ahead and start. So what we're going to do is we're going to mark up from the 15-minute time frame to the 4-hour time frame. And then we're going to actually scale back up to the 15-minute time frame. And then get an idea where price is going to go at the 9:30 bell and jump in there. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so let's get started here. So we're going to put the vertical line here. And then we're going to mark a supply demand market structure. So as we can see, when we look at price here, price was hitting a huge demand point here. That's what made price shoot all the way up to this point. And then when it came back, it tested this area, ultimately it pushed up and then it pushed another demand and pushed price all the way up to this point. So this is a very solid demand down here. And then, of course, you see that there was a huge demand in this area as well, because price hit this area multiple times. So when it hit here, pushed price up to here, and then when it hit here again, pushed price all the way up to there. But then when we see price go all the way up until this point, we could see that there was a solid demand here because price kept on testing this area, as well. But then when it climbed up at this level, it tested it as demand and pushed up all the way to the supply level. And so now we can connect the dots, so to speak. And I see there was a strong demand there as well. So this is pretty much good enough. So we're going to draw zones under these areas here. Choose yellow. So right. So let's go on ahead to the 30-minute time frame. We'll kind of start back where we left off. Last vertical line, so we'll find that. There it is there. So then what we'll do is we'll kind of mark up these areas. At this corner. Right, so we want to do that. And then we want to grab these here. So when you look at price here, we can see that there was a solid demand here because price tested it and it pushed it all the way up until it finally hit supply up here and then pushed all the way down to this next level. And then price tested this as a supply zone there. So we got that there. So, yeah, we're going to draw a zone in these areas. Then we'll move on to the hour. Yeah, we can do that. That's good enough. That's good enough. Yeah. So let's move on to the 1 hour. And I've got to put my line. So put all right, let's move on to the 1 hour, see where we're at. See, so we can see that there is a strong demand in this area. That was actually respected as a demand and supply zone. When it bounced up here, push it all the way up here, we previously tested it. Then you see there's another solid zone here and down here. So let's see. All right. So now we'll move on to the 4 hour. Oh, let me let So now, let's see. So now the 4 hour time frame, this is where price is at here. So now what we're going to do is just go back to the 15-minute time frame, see what price is looking like. So this is what price is looking like. I'll do it this way. And I see a very strong demand here. So, yeah, I see a very strong demand in this area. So price is probably maybe going to come down to this area. It'll swing low and buy up. That's what I'm thinking. But we have about over 6 minutes before the 9:15 candle closes. So we're going to wait for that and then make our decision. And then the 9:30 bell hits, and then we'll decide whether we're going to buy or sell. So let's give it about 5 minutes and then I'll resume this recording. Be right back. All right, so the 9:15 candle has closed. So we got 30 minutes until the 9:30 bell goes in. So I'm thinking price is going to buy up. So price could come maybe come down back down to this area in here and then go up. So looking forward, so I'm looking to get at least 300 points from this point if price comes back down. So then this is going to be TP1. Now, if price happens to shoot up from this point, there's at least 344 points to here. Now, the ultimate goal is to get all this liquidity up here. So I'm thinking price is going to wipe out this previous high and then go all the way up to here, hit this supply zone and come down. So with that being the case, we'll focus on getting all the way up here, which that would be a total of 1,400 points. So just going to label these here, TP1, that's going to be 300 plus points. Um, Same here. Absolutely. All right, so that's what we're going to do. Solid, kind of a solid zone here. Their price could be going against it. I'm thinking it's going to buy personally. Um, that's one yeah, I'm thinking it's going to buy, but it probably will come down this area and test this area and go up. So we got about less than 11 minutes before the 9:30 bell hits. So once we get to about 8:28, I'll go ahead and put my trade in. Then we'll wait for the 9:30 bell settle in and see what happens. So stay tuned. Looks like price is buying up a little bit now. I might go ahead and just execute a buy, see what happens, and then we'll just ride it out. So I jumped in for a buy. So I'm gonna just hold it. And we got about over 5 minutes. I'm gonna hold it and see where it puts us. And we'll see. Stay tuned. So we have less than 20 seconds before the 9:30 bell goes through. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See what it does. Might come down and test this area. Might come down and sell to test this area. And then go up, or it might be testing it now. Pause real quick. Looks like it's really testing this area. It's a huge wick here, so it's probably buying up. Yeah, that's what it's doing. Probably. We'll see. Very, very huge rejection on this demand zone. So it's sold pretty good, but it looks like it's probably going to start buying up now. But we'll see. This is probably price really rejecting this area. It's probably going to start pushing price upward. But we'll see if that's the case on the next candle, which is the 9:45 candle. Now it's going up. This is nice. So see about $1,400 in profit. It's kind of fluctuating. It looks like it's trying to push it up. Pause this recording and then I get into some decent profit. And I'll close this trade like that. Price is buying, so let me put in a partial because I'm making over $1,000 on the demo. You know, 1,500 is really pushing up, loving it 2,000. So I'm gonna close this. There. So now about $900, almost $100 in profit on a second trade. So I'm gonna actually trail this stop loss here. So let me modify. 123.77. Two. Yeah, I want to modify this. Yeah, wait until it hits my stop loss. So be like that. All right, so it hit my stop loss. So I'm going to actually share the results that I got from that. So hold on for a second. So when price took that sell to go down and test that demand zone, I ended up putting two trades in at the same time. So I ended up doing a sell while this trade was running. So I was in huge drawdown on this trade, but this trade I was profiting on the sell. So then when price hit that sell, I profited $1,800 on that and then closed it. Then when price decided to buy up after testing that demand zone, this is how much I profited on the first partial trade, and then the second partial trade profit with this. So I made a total of over $3,800 on this. So that's pretty good. So we actually did good on this trade. So let me share the main screen here. So basically, price did exactly what I thought it was going to do. It did come down and test this area, but it pushed back up and then started buying up to this point, and now it looks like it's probably going to buy up even further, maybe even wipe out this previous high, maybe go all the way up to this next zone and then create a swing high and then start to go down. But yeah, it bought up, so we were correct on this analysis. So that's it for this session. Looks like price is truly buying up, so that's good. So we're going to be doing the CPI news tomorrow. We are going to be recording that. I'm excited about that. So let's see what happens. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.